Good morning. Last class we have discussed regarding the distribution process, how it happens. Okay, and we also studied the online channel intermediaries also. Okay, and today we will be studying regarding distribution channel length and function. So channel length refers to the number of intermediaries between the supplier and the consumer. So you know how the flow happens. Okay, and the distribution process, it will be from producer, stockist, you can say super stockist, distributor, retailer, and the consumer, or else from the producer, distributor, consumer, or else distributor, producer, the stockist, direct to the customer. It depends on the how the hierarchy has. So that is called the distribution length or channel length. So direct distribution channels have no intermediaries, especially you can purchase directly from the company website, especially in the e-marketing most of the time. Indirect distribution channels have one or more intermediaries. So eliminating intermediaries can potentially reduce the cost because the margin reduces, transportation cost reduces, GST reduces. So because of that, all the cost you can reduced. Disintermediation, it describes the process of eliminating traditional intermediaries. That is called the disintermediation because nowadays everything is coming on online. So obviously it will be directly given to the hub. From hub you can directly get it. That is disintermediation happening over there. Now moving further, if you see the functions of distribution channel. So the first function is transactional function. So it refers to making contact with the buyers and using marketing communication strategies to make buyers aware about the products. That is all about transactional function. And it's also include matching products to buyer needs and negotiating the price and processing the transaction. So that all fall under the transactional function. Contact with the buyers, you can advertise, you can do promotions, you can have a research how to reach them. Either you would like to go for brick and mortar also, or you would like to go for the online also. So both can be done with the contact with the buyer, transactional functions. If you visit an Honda site, it allows the customer to find dealer in their area. Okay, you can visit it, or else if you visit the Airtel, there also you will get where your all the stores are, Airtel stores are available, towers are available. Each information will come to know. And in transactional, another is the marketing communication. So it's all about the advertising and promotional activities that we have already seen in the last classes, that all fall under again transactional function. And matching product to the buyer's need. Okay, so we have to segment because for whom we are producing this product, and that has to be matched so that the product can be moved in the market or the online store. Then negotiating the price, that was already told you. So there will be a eBay and .com where the negotiation can be done. No, I wanted this price, I wanted this price. You can have an email, you can get the quotation, can we get reduce the price, everything can be done. Then process transaction, this is all about the electronic channel, which shows that lower the cost to process transaction dramatically. So you can reduce the cost if the process is smaller one. Next is the logistical function. So logistical function, it all about physical distribution activities. Okay, it includes from your transportation and wherever inventory storage you are having, as well as the function of aggregate production. So that all fall under the logistic function. Okay, so there are a concept which is used in the especially tracking the products. Okay, you all track your products, where it is, where it has reached and everything. That is called RFID. Okay, that is radio frequency identification. Through this RFID, you will come to know where your products are available and where it is already reached. Okay. So the third party logistic providers such as UPS, I think one of our student is working with the UPS, that is United States Parcel Services, or even the FedEx can provide value added services that all fall under the third party logistic. Even in India, if you say VRL is a third party logistic, you can go through. RNS is also one of the third party logistic. Here, if you see, the first aspect come is transportation, okay, and inventory storage and aggregation of the product, okay. The last mile problem, this is one of the big problem facing online retailers, okay, and logistic manager is the added expense of delivering small quantities to individual homes and businesses, okay. So it is much what do you call, less expensive to send cases of products to wholesaler and retailer and let them break the quantities into smaller units for sale. If they are selling small unit, for that transportation cost will be high. So because of that, meet the minimum requirement will not meet. So there are some website where you have to purchase minimum order is this much, then only we can transport, or they will say free transportation if minimum order is this much, or else they will charge the transportation cost also. So that is all fall under the last mile problem. So 25% of deliveries require multiple delivery attempts, because from one place to one, if you are available, you will say today I'm not in town, you come tomorrow, I'm not office, again you come at this time, okay. 30% of packages are left on doorsteps with possibility of theft, that is another problem. In India, there's not much cases, but if you look at USA and all, there are some big cases which have happened. Innovative firms are introducing solutions. They are coming up with the smart box, okay, and retailer aggregator model, where delivery at convenience stores or service station, you can go there, you can pick up whenever you come, okay. For example, Flipkart, what it does, especially at the area of villages, so their delivery boy can't go. So what they do is they will have a tie-up with that particular retail shop over there in that particular village. He will come to purchase the goods for his retail shop. With that, he will collect the parcel services also, and he will take it with him, and that will be in his shop. The person will come and will collect it, and if there is a cash on delivery, he will collect the amount and he will deposit on day after tomorrow. So this is what happens with the Flipkart. Okay, convenience. E-stops storefronts for customer package pickups that can be done. Order online or for offline retail deliveries, like this Geo Mart, which you order that comes from the Reliance Trends. Okay, sorry, Reliance Mart. This is the order online for offline retail delivery, even with the some of the Agio products also. Market research. Okay, so market research is a major function we all know of the distribution channel. There are cost and benefits of internet-based market search. So some information which is available free, you can access. Employees can conduct research for their desk. They can have a look. They can give some output. Internet-based information tends to be time layer. Okay. Web-based information is in digital form. All e-market can receive detailed reports very easily. So that also helps how the distribution should happen and how we can solve it immediately. Financing. So intermediaries want to make it is easy for customer to pay in order to close the sale. So you might have seen now, if you're ordering any products, because of pandemic, they will say cash on delivery or pay with the digital mode to be safe and all. They talk about all those things using credit cards, using your phone pay, you using the wallet. Okay, they all talk about this. So credit card companies have formed secure electronic transaction. Even you can do the payment with your ATM card. So nowadays it is very easy. They will put a link. You can go through your phone pay, Paytm, or Google Pay also. Okay, so here legitimize merchant and consumers, both can be done. Protect consumer credit card numbers also. And there in US, customers have maximum $50 liability for purchases made with the stolen card. More than that, that will be blocked. So you cannot go beyond it. That will be block distribution system. Okay, there are three ways to define the scope of the channel as system. Distribution function that are downstream from manufacturer to the consumer. Okay, that is the first one. Second, the supply chain upstream from the manufacturer working backward to raw material. Okay, so first is the obviously it from the manufacturer going from above to downward approach to the customer. And in supply chain, that is the difference between distribution and supply chain. Distribution from manufacturer to the consumer. But when it comes to supply chain, it is from the raw material to the production, from the production till the it reaches the customer. Okay, so that is all comes as a part of a supply chain management. Consider the supply chain manufacturer and distribution channel as an integrated system called the value chain or integrated logistic, which is today is very famous. So from the raw material till it reaches the customer, that will be followed. Now, new definition of supply chain, you can just see manufacturer or service provider, farmer one, farmer two, steel supplier, fabric supplier. All will it fall under one is food supplier, one is a part supplier, one is also part supplier. So that will go to the supply chain. That is nothing but the manufacturers. That is supply chain, which is raw material is coming to manufacturer. Now, from manufacturer, it is going till the customer, wholesaler, retailer 2, agent, retailer 3, consumer. This part is called distribution channel. And adding to both together, we call it as an integrated logistic. Supply chain management. This is one of the most important one, and there is a separate study on this, and there is a separate PGDM degree or diploma degree on supply chain management. In the present world, it is in huge in demand. Supply chain management refers to the coordination of the flow of material information and finance. So key function of supply chain management are continuous replacement and build to order help eliminate inventory. So there should not be any problem should come. So it happens through ERP, that is enterprise resource planning system to manage inventory and process how much available, auto generated orders. Last semester in retail marketing, we have studied this, how ERP helps to automate, generate the orders and check the stock. The order will go to the providers because of the ERP process. That is how it goes. Next, channel management and power. So channel management requires coordination, okay, communication, and control to avoid conflict among channel members. So another thing we study here is the electronic data interchange. Okay, so channel management obviously basically will go for the proper process from where to where it should reaches. It should not go somewhere else and with the someone else addresses. That is all part of the operation management. Electronic data interchange, that is called EDI, is effective for establishing structural relationship among the businesses. And we have studied this in our retail management also, how EDI actually helps. The goal is to create an internet-based open system so that suppliers and buyers can seamlessly integrate their system. So everything will be with the database management. Distribution channel metrics, that is next is B2C, business to consumer market. So in US, consumers spent $194.3 billion online during 2011 data. Now you can imagine this is almost 10 years. So only 4.6% of all retail sales. So you can imagine how online business is growing in US. When you check India, India is also growing very high scale. Beside revenue, B2C performance metrics may include return on investment, customer satisfaction levels, customer acquisition cost, customer conversion rate, average order value. Return on investment, what you have put and how much you are getting. Customer satisfaction level can easily be checked with the metrics. Conversion rate, how you advertise, how much footfall has happened, and how many have purchased the products. Next is average order value. So this is all talk about the how many minimum orders that particular customer has purchased. Okay. Next, B2B market. It is possible, sorry, it is impossible to measure B2B revenue because it happens behind company walls. Okay, the metrics here we can say time from order to delivery, order fill levels, other activities that reflect function performed by channel participants. So B2C, it is very easy to measure, but when it comes to B2B, it is very tough. Okay. So this is regarding today's topic. So if you have any doubt, you can ask.